It was one of the most ambitious financial dreams of the 21st century, a promise to revolutionize money, to free people from the grip of banks, and to create the future of finance. But behind the shining lights of wealth and innovation was a lie so vast, it left billions of dollars missing, and one woman vanished without a trace. Her name was Dr. Ruja Ignatova, once hailed as the crypto queen. Today, she's one of the world's most wanted fugitives. How did a Harvard-educated businesswoman convince millions to invest in a fake cryptocurrency and then disappear with more than $4 billion? This is the story of ambition, deception, and one of the greatest financial scams in modern history. Ruja Ignatova was not your typical criminal. She wasn't born into poverty or desperation. She was raised to succeed. Born in 1980 in Ruja, Bulgaria, she moved with her parents to Germany when she was 10 years old. Her father worked in a steel factory, and her mother taught math. They were an ordinary immigrant family with extraordinary expectations. From an early age, Ruja stood out. She was sharp, disciplined, and fiercely ambitious. In school, she was known for her intelligence, the kind of girl who always aimed higher, who wanted to prove she was destined for greatness. She studied law at the University of Oxford, one of the world's most prestigious institutions, and later earned a PhD in law from the University of Constance in Germany. She spoke fluent English, German, and Bulgarian, and had a presence that commanded attention. After university, she worked for McKinsey & Company, the global consulting giant known for shaping CEOs and world leaders. There, she learned the art of business strategy, how to talk like a visionary, how to win trust, and how to sell big ideas. Colleagues described her as confident, polished, and persuasive. She could walk into a room full of executives and own it completely. But there was also something calculating about her, a sense that she was always playing a game, just a few steps ahead of everyone else. She loved luxury, the finer things in life, designer clothes, diamonds, expensive champagne. She once said she felt more comfortable in high heels and red lipstick than in jeans or sneakers. She wasn't afraid to flaunt her success to the world. She looked like the next great tech visionary. But beneath the surface, Ruja was quietly crafting her masterpiece, a scheme that would make her one of the richest and most mysterious figures in financial history. In 2014, Bitcoin was beginning to capture the world's imagination. People were hearing stories of early investors turning a few dollars into millions. But for most, cryptocurrency was still confusing, a complex world of blockchains, mining, and digital wallets. And that's when Dr. Ruja Ignatova saw her opportunity. She launched OneCoin, a new cryptocurrency that promised to be the Bitcoin killer. It was marketed as faster, easier, and more accessible to ordinary people. Ruja introduced herself not just as a founder, but as a revolutionary. She told audiences she was going to bank the unbanked, to give financial freedom to people who had been left behind by the global economy. At dazzling conventions around the world, she captivated audiences. Massive screens displayed glowing OneCoin logos. Music thundered as she walked on stage in sparkling gowns. Cameras flashed as she declared boldly, "In 2 years, nobody will talk about Bitcoin anymore." Crowds cheered, people cried. They believed they were witnessing history. To investors, she wasn't just selling a cryptocurrency. She was selling a vision of hope, equality, and prosperity. And Ruja played her role perfectly. She spoke about global injustice, about how big banks kept the poor in debt. She painted OneCoin as a revolution, one that anyone could join, regardless of wealth or education. The marketing was brilliant. OneCoin didn't just recruit investors, it built believers. Behind the stage lights, however, the truth was darker. Unlike Bitcoin, which runs on a public blockchain that anyone can verify, OneCoin had no blockchain at all. It was smoke and mirrors, a private database controlled entirely by Ruja and her team. When investors saw the price of OneCoin go up on their dashboards, it was because Ruja's developers manually entered the numbers, There was no mining, no transparency, no trading market, and yet millions poured in. Investors bought what they thought were educational packages, tutorials on cryptocurrency and finance. These packages came with tokens to mine OneCoins, but the lessons were useless, and the tokens meant nothing. Still, the numbers were staggering. Between 2014 and 2017, OneCoin reportedly took in over $4 billion from investors across 175 countries. Entire families sold their homes to invest. In Uganda, people pooled their life savings. In China, investors lined up at recruitment events. It became one of the fastest growing currencies in the world, but not because of technology, because of trust, because of Dr. Ruja. As OneCoin's empire expanded, Ruja's public persona grew larger than life. She hosted gala events in London, Singapore, and Dubai. She partied with celebrities, mingled with politicians, and was even photographed on yachts, surrounded by champagne bottles and roses. To many, she was a symbol of female empowerment, a woman dominating a male-driven tech world. To others, she was a messiah of money. But behind the glittering image, cracks began to form. Financial authorities in several countries started to raise concerns. In 2015, the Bulgarian government investigated OneCoin. Then came warnings from the UK Financial Conduct Authority, the German Federal Financial Supervisory Authority, and even the Bank of Thailand. But Ruja brushed it all off. She said the establishment was trying to stop innovation, that the banks were afraid of OneCoin's success. Her followers believed her. In their eyes, every government warning only proved that she was right, that she was fighting a corrupt system. It was a genius psychological move. Every criticism made her seem more like a hero. Then, suddenly, everything changed. In October 2017, Ruja was due to speak at a major OneCoin event in Lisbon, Portugal. Thousands of investors had gathered, waiting for their leader. The lights dimmed, the music began, and the crowd cheered. But Ruja never appeared. At first, her team claimed she was delayed, then that she was unwell. But as hours turned into days, the truth became clear. Dr. Ruja Ignatova had vanished. Records later showed that on October 25, 2017, she boarded a Ryanair flight from Sofia, Bulgaria, to Athens, Greece. After that, nothing. Her phone was turned off. Her emails stopped. She disappeared completely. It was as if the crypto queen had dissolved into thin air. Rumors spread quickly. Some said she'd changed her appearance and gone into hiding. Others whispered that she'd been killed, silenced by the very people who helped her move the money. The world's most glamorous tech icon had become a ghost. After her disappearance, chaos hit OneCoin's empire. Investors panicked. Some believed she'd return. Others feared they'd been scammed. In 2018, the US Department of Justice began a massive investigation. They uncovered a tangled web of bank transfers, shell companies, and offshore accounts stretching from Dubai to Hong Kong to the Cayman Islands. Billions had vanished. Ruja's brother, Konstantin Ignatov, took over leadership of OneCoin, but his reign didn't last long. In 2019, he was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport on fraud charges. In court, Konstantin admitted the truth. OneCoin was a scam, and Ruja had planned her escape months in advance. According to him, she told him she was tired of being the target, and that she had enough money to disappear forever. Authorities traced over $500 million to a German lawyer and found evidence that more than $100 million had been funneled through Dubai banks. But the trail eventually went cold. Interpol, Europol, and the FBI joined forces. In 2022, the FBI added Ruja Ignatova to its 10 most wanted fugitives list, making her only the 11th woman heard to appear there. The reward for information leading to her arrest, $250,000. Yet even with the world's most advanced surveillance, she remains invisible. Where did she go? Some believe she lives in Dubai, protected by powerful businessmen who helped her launder OneCoin money. Others think she fled to Russia, where extradition to the US would be nearly impossible. Investigative journalists from the missing Crypto Queen podcast later found documents suggesting she owned luxury properties in Dubai worth tens of millions of dollars. One informant even claimed to have seen her there, living under a new identity, with an entirely new face. Still, no official proof, no photographs, no fingerprints, nothing since that final flight to Athens. For her victims, the pain never ended. A schoolteacher from Finland lost his retirement savings, $30,000 gone forever. A woman from Nigeria said her entire family was torn apart after investing everything they had. In Uganda, a group of farmers who pooled their money to join OneCoin were left bankrupt. They believed they were part of a financial revolution. Instead, they became part of one of the largest financial crimes in history. Even after her disappearance, some investors refused to accept the truth. They said Ruja would come back, that she was only hiding until OneCoin was ready to relaunch. For them, she was still a hero, the woman who fought the banks. But for everyone else, she became a symbol of how dangerous belief can be. It's been years since the crypto queen vanished. Her empire collapsed. Her brother cooperated with the FBI. Her top associates were jailed. But she remains free, a phantom in the digital age. No one knows if she's alive, dead, or simply watching from afar as the world continues to search for her. Her story is both a modern tragedy and a warning. It shows how easily intelligence can turn into manipulation, how technology can be twisted into deception, and how the desire for quick wealth can blind even the smartest minds. Ruja Ignatova promised a revolution. Instead, she left behind broken families, lost dreams, and a mystery that continues to haunt the world of finance. She didn't just steal billions, she stole faith. And maybe that's why her story still fascinates us. Because in the end, it's not just about one woman who disappeared, it's about what she revealed. That in a world driven by greed and hope, the greatest illusion of all is trust. Somewhere, perhaps behind the walls of a marble villa overlooking the Persian Gulf, a woman might still be watching. She may have a new name, a new face, and a new life. But she knows that the world hasn't forgotten. Because every time another cryptocurrency rises or falls, every time another investor dreams of getting rich overnight, her shadow lingers. The crypto queen who promised to change the world and then vanished with $4 billion. This was the crypto queen. How one woman vanished with $4 billion.
This is Crimes Unknown, where cold cases refuse to stay buried. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more haunting mysteries. And don't forget to like the video to support real crime stories that deserve to be heard. Drop your theories in the comments.